I'm calling out all the dreamers and doers. Okay, I'm gonna wait for. No, I'm just gonna start. And so basically, do you want to know? OB, thank you for joining. OB, where are you joining from? Where you from? Where you tapping in from? OB 27, OB 27, OB 2277. Okay, all right, that's nice. So, do you want to know how to get 40 leads or 40 clients in 48 hours? Because it's exactly how I'm going to tell you. And it's easier than you think because it's really just leveraging the power of automation. And I really just want to go through this story where one local business owner, Bob, became the top dog, just using automation to grow his business. Now, in 2024 and beyond, your business should be predictably using a formula in order to grow and get to that multiple six-figure, seven-figure status. You got to be capturing leads every day. All right? And some of the channels where you can actually capture leads would be your phone number. And unfortunately, that's one of the places where you have the biggest leaky bucket. Because statistically, half of the inbound calls that come in the local businesses go unanswered. And here's the thing. Those are not just missed opportunities, missed connections. Those are not just missed connections. Those are missed opportunities to really collect revenue. Because invariably that's how your business grows. So one of the leaky buckets, now we will talk about the leaky buckets and how Joe was able to close this leaky bucket to make sure that he was maximizing everybody that was coming through the funnel. Okay? So basically it's one of the places, your phone calls. Another place is that presents a lot of opportunity in social media. Okay? Social media is one of the places where people go to hang out with their friends and you interrupt them and say, buy my stuff. But depending on the niche that you're in, social media can be a gold mine. You can leverage that to the fullest. And one of the ways you can do it is if you're a realtor and you own an Instagram page and you're prospecting, one of the easiest way you can actually automate that process, I'm coming back to Bob after just giving this example, is to create something, we usually call them ethical bribe, that your targeted audience really need, all right, to start their journey into discovering your business. For example, 10 things to know before you buy your first home. You can create a little checklist or cheat sheet or ebook and give that away in exchange to have their information automatically. You can do something like DM me the word first home. And when that happens, and when they do that on Instagram, they go directly into your funnel and automation takes over and follow up with them and start the conversation until you can get to it. We have clients now, businesses are using that very, very successfully. Now let's come back to how Bob became the top dog. So basically, Tom, a local guy, wanted a haircut. He had an interview. So he wanted to look sharp. He wanted to go to his interview looking well-groomed. So he called Bob's shop. When he called Bob's shop, Bob was busy attending to another client, so Bob missed the call. How often do that happen where you call a local business trying to give them your hard-earned money just to be met with dead silence on the other end? Or how often does it happen where you call a local business and get stuck in the phone tree listening to a lousy music you've never heard of, wasting your time? I mean, just like I said before, that happened more than 50% of the time. As a matter of fact, that happened 64% of the time. Go figure. And think about it. If you're Bob, forget Bob, but what if you are, say, Gina the chiropractor? Every client is worth anywhere from 4 to 6,000 to you. If you've ever been in an accident locally, you know those settlements are usually somewhere around 18K. But then you, the person who was actually involved in the accident, go home with 3,422 cents. And the lawyer, the personal injury lawyer, and the chiropractor get the lion's share. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you're a chiropractor and you're missing inbound calls, you're missing a whole bunch of money. All right. So let's come back to Bob. So when Tom calls Bob, right, Tom is trying to get groomed for his interview the next day, so he's a bit frustrated because he called Bob and Bob didn't pick up. Now, Tom has 3 options in my mind. Option number 1, Tom is going to do what 90% of customers actually do. Just go back to Google and look up the next barber. Type something like, best barber shop in Atlanta or barber near me. Mimicking the same kind of journey that you have when you're looking for a restaurant, you're looking for a local business, you're looking for HVAC near me, whatever, hairdresser near me. Mimicking that journey. So that's one option. Tom is going to go and look for the next barber. Option number 2, Tom is going to go home and really not show up for the interview because his haircut is not done. Option number 3, Tom's going to show up for the interview anyway, looking raggedy. As you know, your first impression is always the last, right? Your first impression is the last impression. So what do you think Tom should do? Option 1, go to the next barber. Option 2, just go home. You can case the interview goodbye. Option 3, just show up. Just show up looking raggedy, looking busted. All right? But here's the thing. In this scenario, Tom is not going to utilize any one of those options. You know why? Because Bob is integrated with a system that has automatic text back. Write that down. In this case, Bob is unlike 99% of small businesses. Bob's local barbershop is integrated with a simple system that automates his follow-up and booking process that gives him the ability to make money while he's still taking care of customers. And so let me tell you exactly how the story went. So when Tom when Tom called Bob's shop and no one picked up, Tom got an automated message back that say, "Hey Tom, thanks for calling. How can we help?" It is an automatic text that engages the customers, that engage Bob. Before Tom even consider going to the next barber shop on the Google listing, on the Google profile, he got a text from Bob's barber shop to say, "Hey, how can we help?" So then Tom texts back. And the reason why this is important too, you got to pay attention to this, because by 88%, your customers prefer SMS rather than getting stuck in a call queue. So if you have a system in your business that does automatic texting, you are really ahead of the game, especially in 2024. And that's one of the things that gave you the ability to do way better than your competitor, right? And also accelerate your process of getting 6 or 7 figure in your business. So you can grow your business, be happy, stay at home, take care of your family, go on vacation, and live a life of purpose. That's really what it all really just comes down to. So back to the story of Tom. Tom gave a message and say, how can we help? And then Tom texts back. This whole thing is going back and forth, SMS messaging. Tom texts back and say, I need an appointment for a haircut. And then shortly after that, Bob texts back. But in this case, this is not really Bob. This is actually Bob's barber shop. There's actually Zenny. Thank you for joining. But in this case, it's not Bob. It's actually Bob's assistant that Bob has in place. Just like I said earlier, there's actually doing this automatic testing. Well, the story goes on, right? So then the system texts back. Bob's system texts Tom back and say, Tom said, I want an appointment. And then the system texts Bob. The system texts Tom Bob's availability. So when Bob integrates with this system, the system is so smart that it has access to Bob's calendar. And it has an ability to go into the calendar and see and check out the availabilities and then tell Tom intentionally the open slots for connection to happen. All right, the open slot to synchronize availability and do business. And I'm telling you again, this whole thing is happening while Bob is actually making money. Basically, think about it this way. Imagine being in a business where you're actually making money, taking care of your customers, but then you have a system in place that's taking care of your incoming prospects so that no prospect is left behind and everybody is getting nurtured. This is a system that made Bob the top dog because he has this system and his competitors do not. So then the system texts Tom and say, the availability is out Monday at 2 p.m., Wednesday at 1, Thursday at 4 p.m., Tuesday at 3 p.m. Which one of these slots actually work better for you? And then Tom texts back and says, Monday at 1 p.m. And then the system booked Tom, all right? Thanks for joining. And then the system go ahead and books Tom on Bob's calendar and then send what we call internal notification to Bob and Tom that you guys have an appointment. So Bob charges about $100 a haircut. So Bob gets $100 booking by assisting that's acting exactly like an assistant. Basically having the ability to have that kind of system in your business. The system basically acting like an assistant, booking appointments for Bob while he's actually still in the process of taking care of his customers. Go figure. So let's recap this story. Tom needs a haircut because he has an interview tomorrow. He's frustrated because he's looking around and he really needs a haircut, so he calls Bob's barbershop. And it's a missed call. But when there's a missed call, he's actually in the process of going back to Google to reach out to somebody else. He quickly gets an automatic text saying, how can we help? That engagement makes him stop in his tracks, right? And then he said, well, I need a haircut. And then the system texts him back. Right? It says, okay, how can we help? He says, I need a haircut. And the system sends him the availability by just looking at Bob's calendar, send the availability to Tom. And Tom books on the calendar, all right? And they synchronize, and Bob's get the money, and Tom's gets the engagement and the customer service. That's what a system would do for your business. Write that down. The system is gold. Write that down. In 2024 and beyond, a business needs to be doing three things predictably every day to grow to multi 6 or 7 figure. The first thing, you got to be capturing leads. Just like Bob, he captured Tom automatically. You got to be nurturing them, just like Bob. His system was able to nurture Tom. You got to sell. Just like Bob, his system was able to book an appointment with Tom. So if you have that system in your business, whether you're an HVAC contractor, stuck in the attic, trying to fix a capacitor, and your phone rings, or the inbound call comes into your business and your CSR is customer service representative, by the way, and your CSR is actually really busy, okay, and your CSR is really busy, thanks for joining. Whether you have, it's just like I said, you have, you're in an attic installing a capacitor, or an inbound call comes into your shop, and your CSR is really, really busy doing something on some errands or going to lunch. The system has the ability to capture. As a matter of fact, true story just happened with HVAC Doc. He was in a capacity, one of our clients, he was in the attic doing work, and the call came in, he couldn't get to the call. But the system nurtured the clients until he was done with the call. He actually followed up with the client and booked a $2,500 install. So in 2024, the ability to capture those leads and nurture them, close the deal, is really important to the survival of your business, because this is how you leverage AI. This is how you leverage artificial intelligence. This is how you leverage automation. The thing about it is that time is time. Time is always moving forward. It never stops. If you miss little Johnny's birthday while he's 5 years old, he's never going to be 5 again. That time is gone. The only way you can leverage time is through automation. Created systems and processes in your business is going to give you an ability to leverage time while you go and take care of your family, your friends. Be happy, take a little break, take a little bit of vacation while the system is working for you. Write this down. You need to leverage the system so the system works for you while you're taking care of the rest of your stuff. So this is how Bob's Barber Shop became the top dog. Did leverage automation and created a great service for Tom. Sadwa, how you doing? How you guys doing? Thanks for joining. The chat's going crazy. But this is how the process really works. So intentionally, you need to be doing these things in your business. Predictably capturing leads, nurturing them, following up with them, closing the deal. Now, after you close the deal, there's 3 more things you have to do. All right? The last 3 things you have to do is actual reviews. The reason why this is important is because reviews is really, really important. Have you bought anything from Amazon lately? Amazon is a zillion-dollar companies. I think about your own buying experience. People buy from Amazon because... What's up? What's up, Scott? Yeah, people buy from Amazon because of 2 things, right? When they go to Amazon, what do they check? They check the amount of reviews you have and the amount of star ratings. Those 2 things, the ability to do this is turn Amazon into a gazillionaire company, for lack of a better term. Real story. So what happens? Google sees what Amazon is doing and how people are using review as a feedback loop to really differentiate the best products. I mean, I don't know about your buying experience, but I'm the same too. If when I go to Amazon, which is almost every day, I go for the most reviews and the most star rating. That's just natural. So Google has really tapped into what Amazon does. If you're a local business now, this is for the local businesses, and I'll submit to you that if you're a local business, Google is actually a better play. It's a lower hanging fruit than social media. Because with social media, you're interrupting people. It's a different kind of buying psychology. With social media, people could be there looking at, whatever people do on Instagram, looking at beautiful kitten, new dance moves, and just catching up with friends. But then you interrupt them with your product and say, hey, I have X, Y, and Z. Do you want to buy? But switch up to Google. When people go to Google, they're further down the buying cycle. They're ready to buy. On social media, you got to nurture them. You interrupted them from whatever they're doing. They're scrolling, and then all of a sudden you're there saying, hey, buy my stuff. But on Google, people's like, I'm looking for a barber near me. I'm looking for an HVC contractor near me. Where is the best pizza in Atlanta? Those are people who are ready to eat. If I'm typing in Google, where is the best pizza in Atlanta, you can best believe I'm hungry. Okay? So if you're a local business, setting up yourself on Google and getting optimized is a way better play. I think you should do that. Now, I'm a big fan of the layered approach where you tap into all of these channels, but then it also depends on where your customers are. You got to know where your targeted customers are, because if they're young, and forget being young, because everybody's on Google. I mean, if you're in a city and you're visiting, especially if you're in cities where you live, I promise you, I live in Atlanta, but I still Google everything. I still Google businesses that I've already done business with, and I know, because you know why? I do not save their phone numbers. Every time I want to go there, I Google them. All right. So it's very, very important that you get those intentionality, because we're talking about reviews, right? Then after the reviews, you got to get referrals. That's a natural process. If you're really taking care of business, every customer that you take care of should bring you 3 more of their friends and family. That's really 3x one customer. And that's the reason why it's very important for you to take your inbound calls seriously. And unfortunately, 90% of small businesses miss 64% of inbound calls. I'll submit to you, that's a lot of lost revenue. All right. And that's an easy fix, because in this day and age, you have the systems and processes that can actually do that. And that's exactly what Bob did with his barber shop, and that made him the top dog. He leveraged automation and took a really good care of Tom, and Tom was happy, Bob was happy. And the next thing that system was going to do was intentionally, automatically reach out to Tom for a review. And because Tom had a great experience, he called, there was a missed call. All right. And when there was a missed call, the system texted him back and said, how can we help? And then he's like, well, I need an appointment. And then the system texts him back and say, these are the availabilities. Monday 4, Tuesday 3, blah, blah, blah. And Tom said, okay, I want Monday. And the system booked Tom in Bob's calendar while Bob was still taking care of his customer. And Tom is happy, and Bob just made some money. So the next thing the system will do is to go back to Tom and say, hey, how was your experience? Put in the chat. What do you think Tom is going to say? If you call a business and no one pick up and you get a text back and you got 3 or 4 texts going back and forth and it automatically books you on the calendar and then you go there and the barbershop really take care of you, what are you going to say? Aren't you going to give them a 5-star? So when you give them a 5-star, after a while, the system will automatically reach back out to Tom and say, hey, Tom, do you know anybody that can come here and use our service? Did you have a good service? What is the feedback loop? How can we improve? And after that happened, last but not the least, and this is actually one of the lowest hanging fruits too, I call it customer win back, database reactivation, and re-engagement. One of the lowest hanging fruit I've seen when I'm consulting, talking to small businesses, is the amount of information, the amount of customers that they have that they're not tapping into. For one, there are a lot of businesses that still have their customer information on sticky notes, sitting there in a spreadsheet, sitting in QuickBooks, all over the place because they do not have one central location to nurture those customers. That's leaving a tremendous amount of money on the table. Recently, we onboarded an HVAC guy locally here in Atlanta. It's been in business for 20 years. He have 5,000 customers just all over the place with no central location. So when I asked him, say, have you ever nurtured these customers? He said no. But instead, he was on Google paying $45 per lead, and on Yelp and Thumbtack and Angie's List paying $70, $75 per lead, when in fact he had a database of customers that he could have just gone back to. So that's exactly what we did. We collected all those information, uploaded into the CRM, and created a great offer. And usually I would say create an offer that's going to make your prospect or your customers jump over their babies and run through a brick wall to start the process. Usually I'll call that the gateway offer. You're trying to get them in. Tripwire, it's all kinds of names. A teaser, the big 99-cent sign just to get people in the door, then you upsell them. So basically that's what we did. We sent an irresistible offer to his audience. And at first we did just 500 of the 5,000. We sent him an offer, and 80 of his customers raised their hands and said, we are interested, we want the offer. His calendar got flooded, and we had to stop the campaign. He called us and said, look, we got to stop the campaign. I want to go up on the price. But think about it, though. Talking about reactivation and re-engaging your customers, the whole time he was on Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and just buying very expensive leads when he has money sitting right there under his feet. So I would say one of the biggest opportunities is, number one, just make sure you're collecting your customers' information. The reason why Facebook, Instagram, those people are really bullish is because they have our information. So your customers are worth something to you. My thing is that if Facebook, Instagram, all these guys are very bullish about collecting data on us, my mom always says success always leaves a trace. Write that down. Follow what the big boys are doing. And small businesses, why aren't we very passionate about collecting the name, the number of our customers and reaching back to them? That's the easiest money you can make. Because they already know you, they like you, they trust you, they know your offer, they know your brand. As the saying goes, a bird in the hand is worth twice in the bush, right? But unfortunately, we don't tap into it. I think we in 2024 and above, in order to win, in order for small businesses to win, we need to really tap into the ability to capture leads, nurture them, close the deals, ask for reviews, ask for referrals, and do database reactivation to bring them back so you can make more money. You got to do that using a system that's going to do all of that for you automatically while you sleep. And that's how you're going to win in 2024. That's my time. My name is Haji Bakari Sheila. Somebody just joined. So watch the replay. It's a future clap. Sorry, future clap. I'm about to sign up. Okay. My name is Haji Bakari Sheila. It was a pleasure just hanging out with you guys. We have a webinar of free training. I do have a free training. The next one is going to be the 28th of this month at 4 p.m. You can text. There's a couple of ways that you can join for free. You can go to webinar, that's WEBRNA, webinar.tchmedia.ai, webinar.tchmedia.ai, and just register. Or you can go to, or you can text me. My phone number is 404-998-4773. So when you text this phone number, you're going to get the registration link automatically. We have to automate everything in 2024 and above. That's how you're going to get your time back and make more money. You need systems that are going to give you your time back while making you more money. That's how you win. All right. My name is Haji Bakari. That's my time. Inside War, everybody who's been here, man, thank you so much. And make sure you register. Come hang out with us. At the free training. Because if you like what I'm saying, you're gonna really, really love that. Because there's more stuff. There's more good stuff for you to grow your business. And that's my time. Talk to you guys later. See you at the top. Love is love. All right. Peace.